Does Jeff Traylor have a favorite Thanksgiving dish?
All of it.
All of it?
Yeah, more. Yeah, I like it all. Turkey, dressing, broccoli and cheese, some yams. Do it again.
Yeah.
Pecan pie, Cool Whip on top, maybe some Bluebell, and then sit down and see how quick I can get hungry again. Then be mad at myself and miserable, and get on the treadmill and try to pound it off.
You guys are having a dinner as a team too, right?
Yeah. This is a special week for me personally. It always was. I know what my guys back at Gilmer are doing this week. I know the schedule they're doing, and very similar to what we do here. We want a lot of people to be recognized that don't usually get recognized, that we all should be thankful for. Equipment went today, and Anthony introduced all of his kids that that serve our student athletes. Those guys have full-time, well, I don't know if they have full-time jobs. They work 20 hours a week. I'm talking about somewhere else, like at HEB. Then they're in the equipment room, they're full-time students, and they serve our kids for, $500 a month, maybe, or $500 a semester for their scholarship or whatever. It's unbelievable what all of Anthony's guys and girls do in EQ, and we're very blessed. And it was good to see them. And tomorrow we'll have Alex, video, and his guys go, and girls. And then we'll have, Coach Ritteman and Coach Brown will have the recruiting staff go. And then Nick Turner will have his training staff go. And it's just a cool week. And to recognize a bunch of people that deserve to be thanked.
Jeff, you guys put out a list of guys who are going to be honored on Senior Day this weekend. How reliable is that in terms of looking at who might be or might not be coming back next season?
Only if they have no eligibility left, are the only ones that we know will be gone. No one else has told us they're going to be gone yet. So we'll have that decision when it's time. We're going to get draft grades back, and we'll sit them down and tell them what the scouts have told them or told us. And the good news is we've been through this together before, and they know I told them all those guys the truth last year, and it turned out just what I told them. That's what the scouts told me. So not that they would never not believe me, but I understand. They might think I have an ulterior motive. But like Spencer had eligibility left, and I told him he needed to go. Tariq had eligibility left. His grade said to go. So they need to go. So I'm going to always do what's best for the kid. And if the scouts tell me they're not ready, like with Trevor, there were some things they needed to take care of. So Trevor came back and he took care of those things. So I know that by us going through that last year is going to help tremendously with the conversations for this year.
I know Josh Cephas and Nick Fortune weren't even on the list at all. Does that indicate that they're leaning towards coming back?
No, they are, right? If they're not on the list, they are. They've already told us they are coming back. So Josh has already told us he's coming back, and Nick's already told us he's coming back, and I think there might be even a couple more on there that could have and decided that they're coming back.
How do you rate Trevor's play so far this season? You were just mentioning the work that he did to improve. What's jumped out about his season?
I'm just so proud of him. I mean, he used to be a guy that, well, I was nervous he's going to be in the team meeting to start off the morning. And I don't even worry about Trevor anymore. I knew he never watched any video. He's just always been the best athlete, most handsome, best looking. I mean, he's had it all come easy for him. And I'm really proud of him. He's one of those guys I had to sit down and tell him things he didn't really want to hear last year that the scouts said. And he humbled himself and came back and has made a real go of this thing where every scout that comes through here now knows who Trevor is and knows all that off the field stuff's been taken care of.
Was that the only stuff they needed him to clean up, or were there on-field things they wanted him to refine to be ready for the next level?
Where Trevor's unique, Trevor's a 3-down linebacker. He can play first down, second down, and he can cover, so he can play on third down. That makes him special. So I would never doubt Trevor. If Trevor makes his mind up to do something, he can do anything he wants to. It's just got to be Trevor's idea sometimes. And once it becomes Trevor's idea, he's pretty tough to beat. And I expect his best footballs in front of him. I think he will finish strong. I really do. He had his best game Saturday, and I bet he starts stacking some more of those.
How about next to him in the middle there with Jamal Ligon? How have you seen him progress from one year to the next?
They're just a great duo. I've been very blessed. I mean, I told him today we had Sackett spoke. I'm like, I'll look back one day in my first 3 years of my career, I had 100 pluses in Lucas Dean, and then I had Jared Sackett and Lucas Dean. So, man, for specialists, that's pretty much a blessing. I'll look back one day and go, man, my first 3 years as a head coach in college, I had Jamal Liggins and Trevor Harmonson, and they might have started every game. I don't know. I know they've started darn near 95% of them. They have missed many at all. So they're a great little tandem in there. I really like how Avery's coming on. Drew goes in there and rests them, and Martavius has been injured lately, but he was doing a good job of going there and resting them as well.
There's a lot of eerie similarities to last year. There's a lot of the undefeated talk from last year, this year, and then they've got to get bowl eligible just like last year. Are you noticing a difference in their focus, especially this morning, than maybe what you saw last year?
Yeah, we're just used to it. I mean, last year we were 15th in the country this time. Now we're 25th in some polls. We're on an 8-game winning streak. Last year we're on an 11-game winning streak. UTSA's trying to get to a bowl. North Texas is trying to get to a bowl. We're going to get their best shot, but I don't know that we've played a team yet that did not up their game when they played us. They want to, they're playing the champs. And now it's 2-time regular season champs. So I know that Coach Dunn will have his guys ready. They play a physical style of football. They control the clock. They average, I think 38 minutes a game on offense. So their defense is only out there at 22 minutes a game. So that helps them tremendously, and I expect them to. And they've got a receiver that's really dynamic right out of Cibolo. I mean, he plays really good, and they do a good job getting the ball to him. And both quarterbacks can play, whichever one they play. Both tailbacks are good. They've done a really nice job out there. Their record is not an indicator of how good of a team they have. You look at them statistically, they're a good football team. They just, for some reason, haven't won some of those games they probably would feel like they should have. And he's on record as saying he probably thought they should have.
Jeff, I don't know if you're aware of this, but with this last win, you became UTSA's #1 winningest coach. You passed Larry Coker there. What does that mean anything to you, or what's your reaction to that?
It means that. What does that mean, JJ? It means it's cool to play at a place that's only been playing football for 11 years. So it's a lot easier to break records here because we're just so new. It also means I'm very grateful to Larry Coker for what he did to start this program. I'm grateful for Coach Wilson for the in-between part of that. And all three of us, have had an instrumental part in the foundation of this program. So, but yeah, it's still something my mom will be watching today because she always watches all y'all's interviews. And my mom will probably be texting me and telling me how great I am, so that's a good thing.
Jeff, I wanted to ask about Cliff Chapman's leadership. We talked about him last week in the on-the-field part, but he had mentioned before the year he wants to be a better leader. How have you seen him come along in that regard?
Cliff's just unique in the sense that he's like one of those kind of guys that doesn't talk a whole lot, but he just plays very well, and he's starting to speak a little more verbal. He did a really good job with his speech today to the guys. He's been at the SEC. He's been at A&M. He knows what that's like. So he really described to our team just the difference in our locker rooms. And that's unique for our guys to hear from an SEC perspective. Chuck Wiley did a good job of that last year for us coming from Ole Miss. You got Big Joe from LSU. I've been in that SEC. I mean, that is the pressure is real. They got a bunch of JJs asking a bunch of questions and a bunch of Gregs asking a bunch of mean questions. We have fun with each other and joke back and forth. I don't remember ever seeing that in the SEC. It's a cutthroat league. And all those guys, including Cliff, did a great job of describing to our guys how blessed we are to have our locker room the way it is.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Jeff.